3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thanks. So, there are 7 operations. Each operation will be treating a different strain of guilt, and it'll be their extreme version, so-called. So things will deal a lot of damage, like a lot of damage, and we'll pretty much have to deal with it as fast as we can. This is one of those things that, like, the faster you go, the easier it gets because you're not taking as much damage. So for Kiriaki here, you would usually take a bunch of damage on that opening sequence from so many wounds, but because we just use the healing touch from Naomi, we can just skip all that damage entirely, and then the rest of the fight is a breeze, because it never really took any damage, so it's really just how fast can you treat Kiriaki. So you can choose which doctor you will pick for each operation. You can choose which doctor you pick for each operation. We're going to pick Naomi for everything except treating, because vitals don't really help with the Doritos. Speed does most of the part there, most of the job there, actually. So we just finished the first one, which is like the first massive roadblock when people first unlock the extreme operations. They're like, oh cool, it's really hard, and then they get their ass handed to them, and oh, okay, never mind, I guess I won't play this. So X2 is Extreme Diphthera. So it's going to be extremely painful to deal with this RNG. Diphthera is going to do a bunch of damage. Thankfully we have Naomi's Healing Touch here to ease up the pain a bit, if RNG cooperates. And of course we get blood pools to get in the way as well, so it's really just not that fun. I also forgot to mention, this category is really short, so I think my estimate for it was like 20 minutes. Because there's only really 7 operations and there's no dialogue at all, because it's post-game. You only get this old guy saying, oh, you're not going to be able to finish the operation because these are my little creatures. But anyways, the fair is a 2-part operation, just like 3-4 was. So now we get 2 pairs. This is where the true hell begins, and oh boy, what a great start. Look at this. Stop! Alright, thankfully you got a hit there. Ooh, the double! What a rare sight. The double again, wow. And I didn't get either, wow. I kind of mistimed myself. I should have gone for this one first. So we activate the Healing Touch there to make sure the patient doesn't die while we treat this. Kind of screwed up there on the drain. I thought I had the drain taken care of, but apparently not. But yeah, oh my god. So what just happened there was a blood pool spawned exactly when I had one little tick left to cut. So that's the worst RNG possible for that. Because I had to realize that there was a blood pool there, drain it, and then finish what I was doing. Meanwhile, 6 tumors spawned, and the patient would likely die if I didn't have the Healing Touch active. This is just crazy. Difficult. It's called extreme, but it could be called unfair, and it would still be true. So, Treaty is still really simple. Just activate the Healing Touch, time will slow down, extract all the thorns and then all the Doritos. Basic stuff. All of these operations are doable without the Healing Touch. It's just really hard. And to get the max grade, like you would need a really good score and not use the Healing Touch to get the max grade on them. So it is possible, which is really, really hard. But we're running is kind of like 80% for this, so we just need to finish the operations. We don't really care for score. So Tatarti, it's still the same. We just inject yellow on yellow, green on green. But more often than not, they'll be on that super fast pattern where you like. I almost fucked that up. Where you don't get much time to see which color is which before taking massive amounts of damage. So you need to distinguish them from the gas colors, like what just happened. You can try to guess and try to sneak in a hit before they show the gas color, but it's not really reliable because if you put in the wrong color, you create a tumor of that color that you need to treat, and it's going to do a lot of damage to the patient. So you should wait until you're certain of what you're doing before injecting stuff. Right, I think one or two more. I wasn't counting. I would really appreciate it if it stopped missing. Alright, there we go. So we can move on to X5 now. Oh, we actually got an XS there, which is the max rank, because we didn't use the healing touch and actually got the bonuses. Kind of surprising since I missed a lot, but anyways. For X5 we have PEBT, which is the massive gel on the lung thing. And unlike normal, this is not an auto-scroller at all, because it's actually difficult. It takes a lot of time with the laser to kill the core, and the smaller cores also take more laser damage to kill. So you will actually be seeing a few small tumors. Hopefully no lacerations though, because lacerations are a pain to deal with, and it's easy to kill the red tumors, but we'll see what happens. And this operation is very, very easy to snowball into death. So if you miss a little bit and you have to clean up the mess you create, you're gonna waste time cleaning up that mess, and when you waste that time, some cores will spawn and start dealing more damage, and will cause a bigger mess that you need to clean up, and it just snowballs into the death of your patient. So if things start getting out of hand, it's very recommended to use the healing touch and just try to deal with it. With Naomi, you pretty much count on speed. Like, you're going to clean up the mess before it snowballs and try not to take much damage in the process. With Derek, which is the other guy, you would healing touch and then clean up the mess in slow motion, so there would be no time to snowball. The thing is, because things get in slow motion, the core animations also get in slow motion, so the time it takes for the core to resurface, the time it takes for stuff to be killed, it's all in slow motion. So you end up wasting a bunch of time. Not to mention that it lags the game. So it's preferred to have Naomi. Even though your chances of preventing a snowball are smaller with her healing touch. Alright, I think one more chew damage to the core. I think one, based on the time. Alright, good. Just like real life, exactly. So, for X6, it is by far the hardest operation to do optimally, Like casually, there is a strat that is really simple but really slow, which is like you take care of a quarter worm on each organ. But to do it optimally, you want to cut up the worm as much as possible on the first organ and then clean up before it reaches the heart. The catch here is you can only get up to 50 vitals, and every time you cut a worm, you take 30 damage. So you would need to constantly be healing yourself with the magic syringe thing. But thanks to Naomi's healing touch, we can just cut everything and keep suturing before things get too out of hand. And this really only works because you take damage kind of like an Earthbound, where it's like a like the damage will count down. Like it goes 50, 40, 30, 20. It doesn't immediately take damage, so. I think I have 2 or 3 worms here to treat. Yeah, I have 3 big worms. I'm gonna let one of them go, but I'm gonna try to treat these 2. So because my healing touch wore off, I need to actually raise vitals manually, and you can see why the healing touch is so important for this operation. I didn't really do it optimally, so there's a bunch of cleanup to do here on the 3rd organ. Ideally, you want to finish on the 2nd, but it was still good. And now, finally, the true final boss, the nightmare of every runner, Extreme Savato. This operation is so absurd, like, it's horrible. Like, sometimes the game just says, no, you cannot win. Fuck you. And it's just, Savato gets so extreme that he'll start making cuts. And before you can heal the damage he did, he's already cutting you again, so unless you can keep up with him, like, frame perfectly, you're gonna die, basically. It all depends on how aggressive he is. On my PB, I was very lucky, and it was really tame. It was almost like I was playing on normal. It was really weird. That was like more than 1 year ago, and I've never gotten that pattern again. But yeah, let's see what the game has in store for us right now. And of course, as with every extreme guild, it takes a lot of damage to kill. It takes a lot of damage to kill him, so you're gonna be lasering him for a while before it actually takes some damage. Unless, of course, you get the docile pattern. So that was the first hit. Now I need him to stop attacking. Attacking is bad, dude. Don't attack me. So for each phase I need to deal like 4 damage to him, which is when the OK shows up when I'm lasering him. Then I can cut him and move on to the next phase. And Jesus, please stop. Jab damaging. So you can use the cooldown on your laser to patch up the wounds he creates. Once you get a little bit low on vitals, like sub 25, like right now, you really want to stop what you're doing and boost vitals, because if he goes berserk, he can very easily kill you from that position. The triple laceration attack he just did deals 12 damage. And while you're patching him up, he can do it again, and again, and again. And it's very important that you also take care of the small Savato things before they merge into a big blue crystal spider, which deals like 50 damage at once. But yeah, this operation is all about managing your laser while it's in managing your operation as your laser is in cooldown. You can boost vitals, you can suture cuts. But there's also a bunch of RNG with the aggressive patterns and all. So far it's been pretty decent, but now that I said it, he's just gonna be a jerk, I know it. So I think one more hit for, yeah. So moving on to the final phase, this is actually really good, 733. I'm gonna boost to 70 here, or 80 I guess. And just hope that he stops being this aggressive, please. Come on, dude. You're killing me here. Literally.
I mean, technically, he's killing somebody else, but...
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the thing is, if you lose an operation, you pretty much black out, like in Pokemon, so... I like to think that he died with the patient. Come on, just a little bit more. Alright, at least things are still in control. Vitals are above 50. Or were. Just a little bit more. The thing is, because his HP regenerates when you're not lasering him, if he gets into a very aggressive pattern, you can't damage him, so... his HP just regenerates. It's very silly. I think one more take of damage, come on. There we go. So let me just be safe here. If you inject the Black Serum and your vitals are less than 30, you just instantly die, so you gotta make sure that you're above 30 vitals. That was a very finicky start. I was really afraid that wasn't going to count. But yeah, GG. So time is going to be when we go back to the main menu. So there's going to be the suture, the final suture. It's going to fade to black. It's going to show my grade, my score, and then it'll show some text and go back to the main menu. I'm going to call time as well, so yeah. So there's the grade and time.
GG.
That was intense. That last operation sucked. But yeah, there you have it. Those are the hardest operations in the game, done in probably 17 minutes and something.
Well done.